I'm here with Joel Wayne, who pastors a church right outside of Grand Rapids. Joel, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Talking about Lifeway Research, what we're finding out, pastor well-being, struggles of pastors. 48% of pastors say they are impacted by the strong opinions of non-essentials.
Yeah.
There hasn't been chapter and verse for most of the decisions that have had to be made over the last couple of years. So how have you kept your sanity, kept the unity in the church through what has been just this constant debate about the non-essentials?
That's a tough one, because it's not going to shift. You know, I'm trying to let people know COVID's not going away. And all the trials and the significant issues that we're having, it's not going away.
Any hope that this was just a bump in the road and it's behind us?
You remember the first time they're like, okay, just 2 weeks. I remember the first time I heard 2 weeks, and we all panicked for 2 weeks.
We'll get this thing back.
We'll get this back, and it's been, 2 years, and it's not going to go away in many regards. So when we look at that, we go, okay, well, one, are we here to enforce preferences or to abide by convictions? And I tell you, I think churches, we need more spiritual leaders than ever before. And often what we're doing is we've got a lot of pastors, a lot of leaders, where because of the pressures around us, I think we're falling into being really good care people. And pastoral care, being a chaplain is good. We need that. But right now, we need strong biblical leadership.
What's that look like?
Well, I think that means you don't abide by the preferences, but you look at the convictions. So if you can't state what your convictions are as a spiritual leader, you're already in trouble. Like if I'm a spiritual leader and I have very strong conviction, I'm then making decisions based on my conviction, and that means I don't have room to make decisions based on the preferences of others.
So you're saying lead by conviction, not by consensus?
Or even preference.
You're not going to get everybody to
Because
agree.
even consensus, people are like, well, this is what the people, and that really means there's 3 or 4 loud people speaking into our ear. So I'm not going to even say consensus, I would say preference of the people in our ear.
So you've come to the pulpit and said, church, I've talked with with our leaders, I'm under conviction. Here's my conviction.
Yeah.
And then here's the decision that flows from that conviction.
Yeah, so even the decisions we're making right now in the midst of COVID, when we meet, when we don't meet, et cetera, and we meet together, numerous services, I fully believe that Scripture says that we must be in biblical relationship to be healthy. I fully believe that. And if we're not in touch with each other, if we don't see each other physically, I don't think you can be in the biblical relationship that God has designed. So that right there, that conviction, and we're very, I'm heavy in that conviction with the gospel, with the book of Acts. So knowing that I'm so convicted by that as a spiritual leader, our church makes decisions based on that. Now, that means we're meeting. It doesn't mean we always meet in the same normal way, but we're always going to meet. We know what that may mean for society. We may be forced to pay fines in the future or whatever it is. We're willing to do that. We've had all those discussions because it's coming out of conviction. That's right. Rather than going every week. If you don't live by conviction every week, not only every week, every day, you have to reevaluate, what are we going to do now?
Right.
It's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting.